Hey there! Today's podcast brought to you by Audible. You can get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/theguyslikeus. They have over 180,000 titles to choose from for your phone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
Welcome to the Guys Like Us podcast. Here are your guys, Adam and Burbs.
All right, we're back at Guys Like Us. I think we're on episode 12. Counting has never been my strong suit. I'm your guy, Adam. We got our guy, Burbs, here with us. Burbs, how you feeling?
I'm feeling.
He is feeling. All right, so hey, if you're joining and you're listening.
I got a little neck situation, not to cut you off.
You just did.
I think I slept wrong.
Okay.
Spinal neck.
Those are two vastly different things.
It connects though, right?
I mean, everything connects.
Well, there you go.
In the knee bone, the hip bone, you know that old chestnut.
I'm a little jammed up, so if I'm sitting with perfect posture today that you're not used to, just know that.
On the bright side, no one can see that because it's a podcast. So
there's
that. Should be okay. Hey, let's finish this intro though, so people know how to find us. Apple Podcast. You can find us on Google. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Stitcher. You can find us on Spotify. You're going to want to find us in all those places. Subscribe, rate, review. If you're handing out reviews, make sure they're good. If you're handing out stars and ratings, Eddie, what number again? I forget this one.
We're looking for 5s. If I let you go above anything above 5, great. But start with 5.
Okay, we're gonna go 5. Whoa, we're gonna go 5s on the rating.
5s are better.
5s are better. Okay, so also you can find us on Instagram at the Guys Like Us podcast. Quite a following, over 300 now.
We're up there.
So we were over 300. We
took
dropped
a dip
below 300.
Yep.
Got above 300. Went back down again, and now we were at 308 as of this afternoon.
It's a roller coaster ride of just followers.
Yeah, so we're going to need you Instagrammers to be a little more consistent. Stay with us. We got a lot of good content. You're getting at least 2 to 3 posts a day out of your boy over here.
309.
309, you're welcome.
309.
So stay with us. A lot of good stuff on there. We also have a Facebook page, which we don't update. We did get our first email to the Guys Like His email box. And that's going to be our special guest who will join us later on. I don't want to give away too much on this guy, but he's got an interesting little cool thing he's doing. Something that I sort of wish that I would have thought of years ago and didn't, so I'm stuck doing this podcast for nothing. But hey, either way, you're going to like talking to this guy. I think he's going to have a really cool story, so stay tuned for that. We got another really action-packed show. We're going to be really sports-heavy off the top. So ladies, stick with us. We're gonna get you right, get you tight. We'll get some sports stuff early on. After that, we got some great stuff. We got a story that is ripped out of the headlines from like 1998, so we're going to cover that. And then we've got life advice and some more voicemails we're going to get to. So that's what we got for the show. We'll start off with sports today, Burb. Does that work for you?
I'm good with that.
Anything you want to get off your chest? I know your neck is a little sore.
I mean, the only thing I'm getting off my chest these days is 225. I mean, just on the bench.
Just light lifting there then?
Light lifting, so nothing major. No, I'm clean right now.
You're clean.
I'm
Great.
clean right now.
All right, well, let's get into this thing here. So here's what we're going to start off with, Burbs. I know you're big on the verbiage.
I'm big.
You're big on the language. English major? Yes? No?
Concentration.
There we are. And so we're going to do a little word association. And,
okay.
And since the NFL season's kicked off, we're just over a quarter into the season. We know what we know sometimes. We see what we see. We have what we have. And so we're working on trying to understand some of the things that have happened for the first quarter of the season. And so we're going to do word association. And to do that, we got our guy Jimmy from Indiana to help us out.
Jimmy from Indiana?
You may know him as Mr. Kangura _. He's going to help us out with this today. So we're going to play NFL word association. So we're going to listen to something, a word, a team, something from Mr. Jimmy Kangura _ from Indiana, and then we're going to respond with our words and what that means to us.
Jimmy just come up.
Are you ready for this?
Real quick, did he get? Yeah, he's okay. EP.
He's EP title.
He EP'd him.
Yeah.
I see you cleaned this up a little bit.
Yeah, I tightened it up a little bit.
You tightened it up a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Okay.
Let's start.
All right, so you ready for the first one? So you're going to hear this, then you're going to opine first. So I'll let you go. Let you get first words. Ready?
Let's do it.
So this is the first one from Jimmy from Indiana.
The chief of Kansas City.
That was the Kansas City Chiefs, I think is what he said.
You said he's from Indiana?
He's from Indiana.
Huh. Okay.
What do you got?
I'm gonna leave this off. I'm gonna kick it off.
Yeah, that's what I said like 7 seconds ago.
Okay. Yeah, I had my notes up at one point. Let me see.
Those aren't your notes, just so you know.
So Indiana Chiefs is what I was going to say. So Kansas City Chiefs, I'm going to put them at the number 2 spot right now.
Okay.
So word association, I'd say the number 2, second best team in the NFL right now.
Okay.
Behind, None other than the Rams, I would say.
All right.
My only problem with them, if I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent here, is I think last year they started off 4 or 5-0 as well, right? Or like 4-1, 5-1, something like that. Pretty strong.
Yeah.
Out the gate strong.
Came out hot.
And then they lost like 4 out of 5 or something like that, and whatever. So I mean, Money Mahomes looking real.
Have you
good.
heard that guy's voice, by the way?
Yeah, it sounds like a frog.
What are we doing with that?
I mean,
Can you get that fixed? Like, I know you can get a lot of surgeries. You can get your nose done. You can get calf implants now. Can you get a new voice?
vocals?
Vocal replacements? Vocal implants?
It's a great question. I'm gonna have to do some research on that.
Oh, all right.
I'll get back to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say they look really good. Obviously, they've got a lot of weapons that they weren't able to use to their full potential last year with your boy Checkdown Smith.
Checkdown Smith, yeah.
So I mean, yeah, they look fantastic. Andy Reid, who's obviously, hasn't been exercising, but he's exercising that playbook.
How do you know? I mean, I think
You've
he
seen
gets cardio in.
Cardio?
My word or words is going to be top heavy. I know you know about top heavy.
Yeah, I know about top
Here's
heavy.
the thing. I think the great players on the Chiefs are great. But then I think they have a bunch of mediocre guys, particularly on defense. They seem allergic to defense a little bit. So I'm curious how that's going to play out through the rest of the season.
But to be fair, if we're talking mediocre on defense, so remember Pittsburgh last year?
Yeah.
What'd they win? 12 games, 13 games?
You know what they didn't win was the Super Bowl.
I understand. But at one point, or I should say at some point, they were just able to outscore their teams, obviously, because they won 12 or 13 games. Do you think the Chiefs' D is that bad?
Yeah,
They're not worse than them.
I think they may be on par or a little lower. They've given up 129 points so far this year.
Yeah, but they've scored,
scored 180, so it doesn't
Sure.
matter. But when you get in the playoffs, windows get tighter, flags get thrown. What's Money Mahomes going to do? I think we're going to get a test this weekend because they play the Patriots in New England.
Yep.
So we're going to see what he's up to. So I'm going top heavy for now. I'm also kind of biased because I said they wouldn't make the playoffs this year, so I'm trying to find any way to make sure that comes true at some point in time.
You're a little salty.
So I'm going to go top heavy on that one too. Let's get the next one from Jimmy from Indiana.
Okay.
Cleveland Browns.
Cleveland Browns.
Why does he sound like that?
Cleveland Browns.
That's not how I remember his voice.
That's Cleveland Browns. What do you mean?
My words would be 4-1.
Okay.
So what are they? 2-2-1?
2-1, baby.
So they got hosed against the Raiders. Granted, they blew that lead, but there were some calls that they should have got. The fumble,
they should have won that game.
the first down, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
They should have beat Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
They lost on OT, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was the tie.
Yeah.
So they should have beat them.
Yep.
They should have beat New Orleans. Their kicker missed a field goal for that.
Yeah.
So
more than one. By the way.
more than one.
Yeah.
The one game that they truly lost, of course, I don't have my notes in front of me. They beat the Jets. Who did they actually lose to? I'm sorry, the Raiders was an actual loss.
The Raiders was the actual loss, yeah.
So, yeah, they should be 4-1. I forget who else they lost to, because obviously they have 2 losses. But, yeah, 4-1. I mean, Hugh Jackson, love the coach.
Well, also the Saints and the Raiders, you already know. They beat the Jets, and they beat whoever the heck they played this last weekend.
That's right.
Yeah, I know. And they tied the Steelers. And they have Oakland this weekend. I'm sorry, San Diego this weekend, so they're probably going to clap there.
I can't touch that game.
So here's the thing with the Browns. They could easily be 5-0 or 0-5.
Sure.
Like, it really could go either way.
Sure.
Like, it's literally like a play here. And a
Well, I don't know
play
if it would be 0-5. It'd probably just be 0-5.
No, they could tie all 5 of those games. they 0-5. 0-5. So my word for Cleveland is they are a cure for LeBron.
Oh.
So not much else going on in Cleveland. Indians are trash. They're out of the playoffs already.
Sure.
I don't know if you even followed. Do you know the baseball playoffs?
I don't do big in baseball.
Okay. Indians are trash. LeBron's gone. Cavs are going to be pitiful this year. It gives them some glimmer of hope, right? They're playing okay. They've actually won 2 games. To your point, they could have won maybe 4 of those. They're probably not playoff bound this year. They could make a little run here. Baker seems pretty exciting. They seem to have some good pieces on offense. Defense actually isn't bad.
I told you they had pieces.
Defense isn't
so
bad.
if we go back, 3 or 4 episodes
Okay.
at the beginning of this year,
I
said,
can't actually do that right now. I can't rewind.
No, I understand. But just think about it. Put it in your time capsule. Yeah. If we were to go back in time and see what that looked like, your boy said that they were an outside shot to make the playoffs. That was one of my bold predictions.
Bold.
So, again, if they're 4-1, obviously that bold prediction looks a little bit more promising.
Yeah.
But switching gears here a little bit, let's assume they win, 5 or 6 games this year. Is Hugh Jackson fired?
I think he gets one more year.
One more year. Okay.
I think it's one more year.
Okay.
I think this is like a redshirt year for him. Like now he's got a real team. They put some pieces around him. I think he gets one more year, unless it like becomes catastrophic and they start losing by 30 points a game or something, and they figure they can find someone to help develop Baker better. That's the only way I think he loses his job.
I mean, I think you see it too, though. The team looks so much more energized with Bacon there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
is he good?
Better than Tyrod.
Well,
right?
Okay.
Ironically, I don't know if you recall, but Hugh Jackson had no plans on playing Baker early and often this year, if at all.
Yeah.
He was rolling with Tyrod, and then obviously, unfortunately, Tyrod got concussed.
Yeah, I just can't tell if he's good yet. Like, he's brought a spark to the team.
He's not worse than the people that aren't winning.
Yeah, but is he the guy to take him to the next level? Like, I guess we'll only time will tell. Right?
Yeah, the funny thing is they were saying he had, or maybe it was even Drew Brees who said he could be the next Drew Brees or better than him.
I mean, I'm
going to stop right there.
Let's not do that.
Yeah, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves.
Let's not do that. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you got 4-1.
I got 4-1 as my word,
and I got Cure for LeBron. Let's get the next one from our guy,
the Cowboy of Dallas, Jason Garrett.
Was he? Sounds like
that's what you guys did all day today at work.
Sounds like it was Dallas Cowboys head coach Jason Garrett.
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounded like.
That's what that was.
My words would be should be fired now.
Okay,
and by that I mean at least 5 or 6 years ago. So I didn't even realize this. Time flies, man. I think he's been here 8 or 9 years.
9 years.
9 years, which he had that one great season. Zeke's rookie year.
Yeah,
12-4, 13-3, whatever that was, right? Yeah, I mean, he's got to go. So, I mean, what's the downside? We're not going to make the playoffs if we lose them?
So you are a Cowboys fan. Yes. when he went to punt on 4th and 1 from the Texans 42, your reaction was what?
It just goes to show. Well, my reaction was I was beyond myself. I saw myself.
How do you get beyond yourself? That's I mean,
it's
let's
impossible.
Stop there. Yeah.
I saw myself getting beyond myself.
Doesn't that just mean I'm impossible?
It does.
Okay. I heard that somewhere.
So look at I know you did. Look at your boy McVay. Over in LA, right?
Yeah.
4th and 1 on his side.
Yeah.
What does he do against Seattle? Goes for it. Ends the game. Seals it up. Jason Garrett. It's okay. Hey, we don't want to win more than 8 games anyway. We're looking for 8-8 or worse.
Yeah.
So 8-8 or worse.
Though. He's 8-8. That's his thing.
He's August 8th.
Every August 8th, baby. Happy Jason Garrett Day.
I mean, he's got to be gone this year.
The funny stat I heard after the fact was that they are 18 of their last 19 on 4th and 1. So they've literally made 18 of the last 19. And
apparently that's not a good enough stat.
After the game, he was, his excuse was, "I trusted my defense that we're going to pin him down and they're gonna stop him." Well, you didn't trust him from the 40. Like if you trust him from the 20, like you don't trust him from the 40. Like that's where the trust breaks. Once you cross the 35, then you don't trust him anymore. Like that made zero sense.
So to be fair, Dak isn't who we thought he was going to be. Right?
He's not.
We all knew that he was going to come back and have a bit of a slump.
Yeah.
None of us ever thought he was going to be the savior.
None.
We know that we've got an amazing running back in Zeke.
Is he amazing?
He's amazing coupled with our perfect offensive line, which right now
is it perfect?
Well, if you let me finish.
Will you finish?
Which right now is not perfect, right? So go 2 years ago, his rookie year, when we were just the best offensive line in the world.
Yeah.
Look what he did, right? Deke.
There we go.
That's Zach and Deke combined.
No, we know what it is. Thanks for clarifying.
So you get Dak in there playing really good his rookie year, obviously with Roma hurt or whatever. But yeah, man, they're just horrible. They don't have any receivers to throw to. Cole Beasley's all 4'8", right? So
yeah, he's not.
That's not looking good.
Yeah,
we just don't have any weapons, man. We got no playmakers. We got a solid offensive line, even though they're still a little bit banged up. We've got a top tier running back.
Yeah,
and we have a subpar quarterback. We have a below average coach, and everything else,
Yeah, so you ready for my word?
What do you got?
I've been tinkering with this for a while. I think I even told you this theory
like you
once.
tinkers.
I tinkers
you
a
tinker.
ton. I've been flirting with this for a while. This is going to be hot take central right here. We don't have any hot take sounders. I didn't get that worked out.
Where's the soundboard, by the way?
It's in the phone here, but I need it for Jimmy from Indiana.
Great.
So my word for Jason Garrett is Nick Saban.
Nick Saban?
Nick Saban. Here's my prediction.
Wait, the same guy that won all the titles in college?
If Alabama wins the national title this year,
which they will,
Nick Saban's the head coach of Dallas next year.
No.
I have zero reporting.
Real quick.
Zero facts. Zero sources on that. You heard it here first, though. Nick Saban, coach of the Cowboys next year.
Alabama right now beats the Cowboys?
No. No, those are stupid, bro. Are you serious? Like, the grown men are going to lose to Alabama? Come on.
First
now,
of all,
maybe
half
you
of
put them
Alabama's
against the Bills, and maybe I give you a shot. The Cowboys are actually decent.
If we go back in time.
We're not going back in time.
We're going back in time.
Well,
Remember
let's stay
2000, 2001, Trail 5, Miami?
Oh, well, listen, that was NFL stock talent.
So is Alabama, Haas.
We don't know that yet.
Yes, we do.
We don't know that yet.
We know
Anyway,
what we know.
Here's my theory. Nick Saban. Here's why. Ready?
Okay.
So Jason Garrett's going to go. Like that's a done deal, right?
He's gone.
When has Jerry Jones ever gone out and tried to hire like the hot young coordinator? He never does that. So he's not going to go find that McVay or an offensive coordinator someplace and bring that person in. So that's out the book, right?
Okay.
Your next option are retread coaches, of which who's out there that is any bit of skill that we could go get. If you don't have a job now, we go in Jeff Fisher. Like I don't think he goes there.
That's not our guy.
Jerry's always been a guy who wants a splash. He wants one more run in him. He's hired college coaches twice before, both Jimmy Johnson and Barry Switzer. And here's the deal. I think Saban is still pissed that he didn't make it in Miami. And that's the last thing he has left to prove. So Saban's like 67 years old.
Yep.
Jerry's like 95, but his face is 52.
He's only 95?
Yeah, at least. But his face is like 50 years old because
Sure.
it's been done like 3 or 4 times.
Good for him.
They each want one more run in the sun, friend.
Here's what I'm gonna hit you with.
And Jerry's going to pay Nick, by the way, because Nick's making like 8 large or 10 large in Alabama. Jerry will back the truck up. So
I'm not worried about
Nick
that.
will get paid there.
I'm not worried about that. If you notice, though, Jerry typically doesn't hire coaches that have their own backbone.
So Parcells is the only one that's sort of an outlier there.
Jimmy gave him some feedback. Switzer gave him some feedback,
Yeah.
both of which won Super Bowl titles.
Yeah.
So, obviously, they didn't last long.
Yeah.
And they
I'm
won
not
Super
saying
Bowl
it's a
titles.
long marriage. I'm saying Saban wants to get back in this and say, hey, I can do this. Jerry's the only one probably dumb enough to roll the dice and say, let's take this. Their egos are both big enough. Jerry will be like, all right, Nick, whatever you need, buddy. I got you, buddy. You're my guy, buddy. And Nick will come in there.
He says buddy a lot?
Doesn't he not?
Huh. Well, I mean, either way, that's a win
lot
for
of
us,
buddies.
right? Because
Yeah.
we get rid of Garrett.
So
and we get the best
we both
college coach.
agree that Jason Garrett's gone.
Yes.
I'm just thinking that to replace him, we're going big.
What about Wannstedt?
No, we don't want people to punt. That's all Wannstedt did. Urban Meyer, another one I think about too, because Urban does not like Ohio State. He doesn't like Ohio State. Jerry wants a splash, friend. Jerry's not going to go hire Pat Shurmur and Greg Minuski from the defensive staff of Tennessee. He's going big or going home, friend.
You're not wrong, but I mean, I don't think we're.
Who else is out there? Give me the big name then, and he's gonna reel in. So we can Jason Garrett.
Yep.
Who's coming in?
It depends on what shakes out because I think Mike Tomlin has a chance to lose his job.
There's a reason that's not going to work. There's a big reason that's not
I
going to
understand, but I'm just going to give you the list of names that
There's
I
a
think are.
big
Yeah, I'm just going to
reason.
give you a list of names of
Just
people
one
that I
quick
don't think
reason.
are going to be employed at the end of the year.
Quick reason.
So Mike Tomlin's probably not going to be employed.
Okay.
Marvin Lewis is probably not going to be employed.
And those are the coaches we're going with?
Hugh Jackson's not going to probably be employed, unfortunately.
What's the theme going here?
You see the theme. Unfortunately, would you take Nick Saban over any of those three?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Remember, didn't Tomlin win a Super Bowl? Or two Super Bowls?
Yeah. That's not going to work.
I like Hugh.
That ain't going to work. He's not a bad guy, but he's just not. Jerry wants splash, friend. Jerry's like 900 years old. He just aged by the time this podcast rolled on.
That's fair.
He needs something now. He needs a big
He needs like an
name.
Andy Reid splash? Like a 400-pound splash?
No, Saban's got 400 pounds of rings,
Fair.
so that's what he needs.
I don't know. Part of me feels like he's going to do the Krzyzewski thing and just be like, I'm good in coach. I'm good in college.
Yeah, he might.
Because Krzyzewski, remember, always coming to L.A., Lakers,
Yeah,
blah, blah. That was
he
like, what, 10
might.
years
But
ago?
again, I still think the way he left Miami, that's the one thing he hasn't succeeded.
What
at.
did he get there? 2 years?
He was 2 years and he left. He left for Alabama.
He left?
He left. Yeah. I was down there, baby. 3 or 5. He was down there. So here's the thing. They started like 1-6 that year, his last year. And then he rolled off like 6 in a row. And then the Alabama stuff started. And he's like, I'm not going to be the coach of Alabama. And like a week later, he's the coach of Alabama.
Sure.
And I think he got run out. I think he was over his head. And I think he wants some more crack at it. That's my prediction.
If for some reason the Cowboys pick him up, I'm not mad.
All right. Let's see what
What else is Jimmy from Indiana got for us?
these guys.
Philadelphia Eagles.
Philadelphia Eagles.
So you see it often enough, right? Of course, I don't have the stats in front of me,
Why would you?
but it happens a lot in baseball that I've noticed. Baseball's obviously very different, but
This
word
just in, by the way, folks. Football and baseball.
Yeah.
Very different.
obviously underachieving. So my word is underachieving. So last year, I believe they had like the number 1 and number 2 defense.
Yeah.
I don't know who they lost to say that they're no longer a top 5 defense.
Yeah.
Maybe they are right now. Maybe they're not. I don't know. Let me look it up while we talk here.
No, they're not.
But obviously, Wentz was out for what? Week 1? Week 2? He was back for week 2, right?
He played week 3.
Okay, so he was out for 2 games. Either way, Nick Foles is obviously serviceable. Obviously,
BDN, baby.
Yeah, obviously capable of winning a Super Bowl. But yeah, I mean, sophomore slump.
Yeah.
Right. You just see it every year. It's hard to. It's like I was telling my buddies, right? So Minnesota won 13 games last year with your boy Case Keenum.
Yeah.
So by default, it's going to be really hard to win 13 games again. So you're going to digress a little bit.
Digression.
Same thing with the Cowboys a couple years ago when they won 13. They're going to digress. I actually thought that the Rams would potentially digress maybe by 1 or 2 games. Obviously, that doesn't look like that's happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, my word or words as of now would be underachieving.
So I've got hungover.
Okay. I thought you were going to just stop at hung.
Yeah, I think just, to your point, they won the thing. They celebrated like fools. They've never won anything in Philadelphia because they're probably like the most miserable fan base ever.
Sure.
I think they went out and just, they're kind of ahead of themselves a little bit. And, they're not clicking on all cylinders right now. I don't think they are a repeat contender this year. Like, I'm not suspecting that they're going to all of a sudden, turn this thing on and become another Super Bowl run. I do think a little bit of luck came into that. I think they got hot at the right time. So I think it's just hungover. I mean, the East, the NFC East is terrible.
Sure.
So they could win that thing at 9-7 and get back to the playoffs.
They could probably win it at 7-9.
You're not be wrong. Well, if Nick Saban gets into Dallas, watch out.
That's fair. We're going to get him this year?
I mean, Alabama will have this thing won in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So he might as well just get in there now.
Did you see that stat where Tua, how do you say his last name?
Tagovailoa.
You see how he hasn't played in the fourth quarter yet?
It was like 20 of 23 for like 317 yards.
Yeah, but he literally has not thrown a pass in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Good for them, man. Hey.
Is it good for them, though? Here's the thing. Like,
well, you want to talk about this?
I mean, we're in this. We're already talking about it. Like, they've played nobody. Now, here's the thing.
Stop right there.
I'm going to stop. They are the most talented team in college football, hands down.
Yep.
They haven't played anybody, though.
So they're going to have to play Georgia, I believe.
At some point.
They're going to have
only in the SEC championship game.
That's
their
fine.
remaining record. They don't play another winning team, I believe I have this right, for the remainder of their schedule.
Here's the thing. You're not allowed, as a UCF fan,
yeah,
you're not allowed to say that they don't play anybody when they're in the SEC.
You know whose record is better from here on out? Record. You know whose record is better from here on out? UCF. We have a tougher record.
Tougher schedule?
Tougher. Our games right now, the combined record of our opponents.
No, I understand what you're trying to say.
We're like 24 and 17.
Sure.
Alabama's like 20 and like 21.
I'm looking them up right now.
Looking it up.
Alabama schedule.
Look, I'm not saying that they're the best team in college football, hands down.
I know that.
My only complaint here is that we're just giving them the number one spot because they are the best team, right? And if that's what we're going to do, that's fine. But then we always say strength of schedule. We say quality wins. Now quality losses is a thing. Let's just say Alabama's the best team and they're always going to be number one, and everybody else just figure it out from there on down. But we keep talking about like Penn State strength of schedule. Alabama's played nobody right now.
All right, real quick, they played A&M, who at the time was they were 3-1, I believe.
Okay.
They played Ole Miss, who beat them last year.
Ole Miss is trash, bro.
They beat them last year.
Who cares? Last year doesn't count to this year.
I'm looking.
You got that Louisiana Lafayette game there?
They're playing LSU.
They are playing LSU. They haven't played them yet.
Yes. Last week they were ranked 5. They obviously lost to Florida, so they took a little bit of a hit.
Okay.
They play Mississippi State, who's ranked.
Didn't they just get their ass handed to them by Florida?
Mississippi State?
Yeah.
No. LSU just played Florida.
Who played Mississippi State the week before that?
I don't know.
Florida did, and they beat them.
Great. And then they play Auburn. So you can't tell me.
Is Auburn good?
Yeah, they were just ranked in the top 10 last week, and then they lost. So right now, looking at this schedule, they're going to be...
It just feels... I'm sorry. It feels real quick like you left off Mercer.
So if I give you the full schedule, they played Louisville. They trounced them. I don't know who that logo is, but they won 57-7. That's probably your Mercer. Then they beat Ole Miss 62-7.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, they've got...
Louisiana Lafayette, are they on there?
Oh, they're playing the Raging Cajuns this week. I'm sorry, no, they already played them.
Who are they playing this week?
Mizzou. So obviously...
Who did they play last week?
Arkansas.
World beaters.
Yeah.
Just world beaters.
So 1, 2, 3 of their next 5 are against ranked teams. I'm sorry, yeah, 3 of the next 5 are against currently ranked teams. So LSU...
Currently ranked now.
I understand that things are going to change over these next couple weeks. I get that. But what I'm saying is that if you looked at their schedule last week and you're like, ooh, they're going to play number 5 LSU because LSU was 5 last week.
Yeah.
Or if you looked at it 2 weeks ago and saw that Auburn was 9, you're like, ooh, they got to play number 9 Auburn.
Yeah.
They're all backloaded. So to your point, yeah, they're top heavy.
Yeah.
Front heavy. They already whipped up all those boys.
A lot of whipping.
They put a lot on the back end. Do you know about the back end?
I'm not familiar.
So, I mean, I could see them getting a stumble against
God, no.
Auburn. You never know.
Ridiculous.
You never know.
I know. There's no stumble. They're going to the championship game. There's no doubt about it.
I understand that, and I agree with you. But all I'm saying is either way, every year they play Auburn. Yes. Every year they play Ole Miss. Every year they play A&M. Every year they've been playing teams that, again, early in the season are ranked a lot higher.
Why is that? Why
to
is
your
that?
point, to your point, they're playing weaker teams. These other teams are playing weaker teams, so
Yeah.
they're going in at a higher rank when maybe they shouldn't be. So at the end of the year, I picked Stanford to get in.
Yes.
They've lost 2 in a row.
They have.
So, and they're still somehow in the top 25, depending on which poll you look at.
Yeah.
They probably shouldn't be.
No.
But I mean, you know.
But someone's going to get a quality win from or quality loss from playing Stanford.
Sure. I get what you're saying. I'm not saying that it's fair.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the biggest UCF battle that they have is this week, I believe, against Memphis, correct?
Well, so, yes, we have Memphis and we have Cincinnati undefeated still. And
I'm
the
gonna
Cows
stop you right there.
are also undefeated.
The Cows?
Yeah.
Who are they again? USF?
Yeah.
That's right.
They're both ranked 22 and 25.
Sure. So they're 22 and 25.
Look, I'm not saying
And
that.
they've got and Bama's got to play against 13, 24, and 21.
As
So
of right
either
now.
way, LSU is going to jump up to top 10 after they win this weekend.
So they're beating Georgia?
LSU's playing Georgia this weekend?
Yep.
Nope.
There goes that.
But that could happen.
It could.
And then all right, so let's assume Bama goes undefeated.
Okay.
Let's assume Georgia goes undefeated. They play each other in the championship.
Yes.
The SEC championship. Obviously, one of them's going to lose because college has figured out that they don't do ties.
Yeah.
They both still get in the playoffs, though, right?
Unless it's like a just a drubbing.
So let's say that.
If it's like 21-17, then yes, both go in.
So let's say Georgia beats Alabama in the championship game, 34-31.
Okay. They're both in.
Okay. And if it's roles are reversed,
They're both in.
okay.
Yeah. As long as they're undefeated going into that. Unless it's 56-0.
So sure, but one of those, even if it is 56-0,
No,
you mean to
then
tell
one's
me
out. One's out.
then UCF should be in?
I think if we're undefeated at that point, depends how everybody else is doing. Yeah, it depends how everybody else is doing. I need to know how Clemson did. I need to know how Ohio State did. I need to know
Clemson's going to run the table. They truly play nobody in the ACC.
Yes. I need to know how
I don't
Notre
even think
Dame
they're
did.
playing. I don't even think they're playing Miami this year.
No, unless they championship game. Notre Dame. I need to know how they did.
They're probably going to make it.
They're undefeated right now.
Yep.
I mean, they have some interesting games coming up. I need to know more about Ohio State.
Notre Dame's what? They're undesignated, but what do they fall under?
Independent.
There's no independent league here for me to click on Haas.
Sure, there is.
There it is.
Where-
No, they don't. Yeah, they do. Okay.
Yeah, there we are. They play a heavy ACC schedule, and then they play some of their traditional rivals: Stanford, USC, Navy. They have Pitt, Syracuse still to come. Stanford.
All right, so they put their season on the line week 1, and we talked about this. They
Yeah.
played against Michigan.
Yeah.
They beat them, right?
Yep.
So they beat number 7 Stanford. They beat number 24 Vautech last week.
What number?
Number 24. And as of right now, so they got Pitt, they got Navy, they got Northwestern,
Yep.
they got Florida State, trash.
Yep.
They got Syracuse, who should have beat Clemson.
Yep.
They've still got USC. So you could argue that these guys aren't playing anybody. Because Northwestern played good against Michigan last week and still lost, I believe, right?
But they've also
So
played
they're
number
playing-
8, now in number 12 Michigan, which I don't know if they're really any good or not.
So they played 3 ranked teams all year.
Yeah.
And then the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Their next 6 games are against all unranked teams. So what kind of love are we going to give them? They're in an independent schedule, to your point.
Yeah.
ACC heavy, whatever. Their next 6 opponents are all unranked.
Sure.
So they're going to go 12-0 against a bunch of junk and get in?
Probably.
I would say that your argument to get UCF in at that point is fine.
Yeah.
But your argument to get UCF in over Georgia or Bama, whether they get blown out
I'm not
to
sure.
one another
Yeah,
or not.
see, I don't. Maybe you didn't have your. I didn't make the argument that UCF should get in over Georgia or Alabama.
No.
That's not my argument. My argument is that we're anointing Alabama as the number 1 team in the nation.
They've earned it.
But in reality, they haven't done a whole lot yet this year. Now, they're
Yet.
certainly the best team in the nation, but if we're going to say that the way that we rank and measure teams is strength of schedule and wins and losses, quality wins, blah, 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 just on paper, to this day, Alabama hasn't necessarily put that resume together.
So do you agree with, I think it happened to Ohio State a couple years ago, they lose early in the season, right? One of their first or second games, they lose early, and then they run the table.
That's correct.
Why is it so much more beneficial to lose early than to lose later, right? So let's roles reversed, right? Bama loses week 1.
Yep.
And then they win 11 straight, win the SEC championship. I'm sure they're getting in.
Yeah.
But let's say they go 11-0,
Yeah.
lose in the SEC championship, and potentially don't make the playoff.
Yeah.
I don't know if I
It's
like
a little
that.
thing called recency bias.
Sure.
So it's what the
What did
last
you-
thing you just saw is
Sure.
the thing that sticks into you the most.
That's not necessarily smart.
That's how college football is, though, friend. That's my whole UCF argument is that there are so many flaws in the way this thing works that it just almost becomes comical at some point. But we're way off topic here. So let's get Mr. Kinger _. We got time for actually let's skip ahead too. This is a good one. Let's see what this one's got.
The Kickers.
That was the Kickers.
I'm sorry. Say that again. Play it again.
Yeah, sure.
The Kickers.
It does sound different now that I hear it. Now that I hear it, it does sound like there's another word there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My word for that would be cut them.
Cut them.
Go for 2 every time.
Okay.
So ever since we moved the ball back to the 25? 20, 25?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that, right? I'm not mad. It keeps games closer. I get it. That's fine.
15, sorry.
Sure, whatever. Either way, it's not on the 2 anymore.
No.
I would just say get rid of the kickers, free up an open spot, go for 2 every time.
I actually wrote uncreative. Like, there's got to be a better way to get an extra point. Like, let's see who can run the fastest. Let's do like a handstand competition. Let's see who does the most push-ups. Like, we got to do something better than just like kicking the ball to the uprights.
You get one guy.
Yeah. Arm wrestle for that.
I was just going to say, you get the guy who scored the touchdown against the guy who was the closest defender. Arm wrestle.
Yeah.
Whoever wins, wins.
Do what you got to do.
Boom.
Who could ever do the Harlem Shake better? I don't really care. Pick something.
Guy like you with the Harlem Shake?
Let's just do something.
Yeah.
Like, I think the kicking is just uncreative. That's just not us. All right, let's see what Mr. Kangaroo has for the next one.
My boy Scottie Pippen.
All right, so he's not from around here.
He knows he's not playing anymore.
Yeah,
right?
he's not from around here. That's not football related either. We'll go past that one here. Let's see what this one is.
Passer being roughed is too damn high.
I think it was roughing the passer is where he got there. Roughing the passer penalties have been on the rise this year.
Yeah.
Clearly, Mr. Kangaroo underscores fired up about it.
You think Mr. Kangaroo is tuning in every Sunday to watch football?
Yes.
He's not at a buggy
Not so
tournament?
much. I have no idea.
Yeah, these roughing the passer calls are ruining football this year.
Yeah.
So every year, like, there has to be something that ruins football. And this year, it's this.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, it was the fake refs, right? They weren't even the real refs, they're the fake refs.
Yeah.
Last year, well, 1 year it was the hands of the face or a holding in the secondary, whatever.
Yeah.
Those excessive
Can't touch
calls.
anybody. Yep.
Can't touch anybody. Now we've got these ridiculous roughing the passer penalties.
Yeah.
It's ruining football, man.
Yeah. So my word was doing too much. I think sometimes the NFL just does too much just for no good reason.
Okay.
So here's the thing. This rule came into place really because Aaron Rodgers got hurt last year, right?
Correct.
Because the guy fell on him, right?
Yep.
So off the top of your head, really quickly, quarterbacks who've been hurt this year who aren't playing anymore. Ready? Jimmy Garoppolo. What happened to him?
Blew his ACL.
Just running on the sideline. No one touched him. He literally just went down.
He didn't get touched on that one?
No,
Okay.
it went out before he got touched.
Sure.
Tyrod Taylor, he went out, right? Fell on the ground and dislocated his wrist.
Well, he was concussed. You talk about the wrist injury preseason?
Yeah,
Sure.
Wrist went down, and then he hasn't come back yet. So has anybody gotten hurt? Like, are there any bone jarring hits? Even though you're going to get flagged on it, are there any bone jarring hits?
Not that I can think of.
So we're going to protect the quarterback.
What's his name got concussed to? Blaine Gabbert, the Blaine train.
He should be. What are we going to do though? Like, so now, so that Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't tear his ACL again, are we just going to say like quarterbacks are always in bounds? like, how far are we going to go?
We should put flags
That's
on
what,
the quarterbacks.
So I have a rant on this too. So your guy Richard Sherman, who I can't stand, by the way.
Richard what?
Richard Sherman, who
There
I
you go.
can't stand, by the way. He actually said that we should just make him wear flags.
He's actually extremely smart.
Well, here's why I don't like Richard Sherman really quickly. Now if we're going to get into this, we got time.
You got somewhere to be?
I got another
we're in your guest room here. You got somewhere to be?
These Harvest pumpkin
These are
wheats
trash,
from
by the
Blue
way.
Moon. Yeah, not good.
5.7 on the ABV, but man,
Yeah,
Harvest
so
pumpkin wheat,
If you're
absolute
one of the
trash.
308 people who follow us on Instagram, I put this up on the Instagram story, is the Blue Moon pumpkin harvest wheat.
You're not
gonna be
missing
good?
out.
The answer is no.
No, it's not.
It's terrible. And now listen, I like a good brew as much as the next guy. Maybe more than the next guy.
A lot more than the
a
next
lot
guy.
of next guys. But this isn't me. I'm going to finish it because I'm not a quitter, but this isn't me.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad not finishing.
You
it.
actually got more of that down than I do. So
I'm just trying to get to my next one.
there you go. So here's my thing on Richard Sherman. Every time something comes up, he's got to get up there and be like, the NFL doesn't like us. They don't treat us well, yada, yada, yada.
Us as players?
Us as players. Here's the thing. I was actually reading the Constitution the other day. It actually doesn't say in there that Richard Sherman has to play football. If he doesn't like it, then he doesn't have to play. But he gets up every time. He's like, Roger doesn't care about me. I can go ahead and get hurt. Or, fifth, third banks hire and go be a teller. Like, you don't have to play football. It's not. It's actually not in the Constitution. I read it.
You are salty about this.
He just annoys the heck out of me.
So
with that
to be
nonsense.
fair on Richard Sherman and any other NFL athlete or professional athlete that actually has a voice of their own, I don't know if you recall the couple players in the NFL a couple years back had an acronym for what the NFL stood for. Do you know where I'm going with this?
I think I do.
Something for lease,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's a fair statement because these guys, first of all, they're not being compensated
Yes.
for what they are doing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's the most physical, violent sport ever in the world.
Yeah.
Aside from the WWF.
Maybe UFC, by the way. I don't know.
No, WWF is real, right?
But both before and after the fight, UFC gets you.
Sure. But either way, like, these guys don't get compensated. These guys don't get paid the same. These guys don't have the benefits. These guys don't have guaranteed contracts.
Yeah.
But yet, in basketball, you sign $150 million, you get $150 million.
I got it. Problem solved. Go play basketball. Here's the thing: if you got hired for a job tomorrow, and I was like, "Hey, Mr. Burbick, thanks for coming in. You're hired."
You want to give away my social security number too while we're on here?
Like, people don't know, Burbs, who you are. Here's your. By the way, you're gonna walk around all day, and I want you to have this clipboard and check these things. Oh, and by the way, we do that. People are gonna walk around you and swing hammers at your head. Pay is gonna be about $6 an hour. No benefits, no insurance. You start tomorrow. You'd be like, no, I'm not in for that, right?
Sure.
Like, he doesn't have to play football. I get all those things are absolutely true. There's a lot of bad things about playing football. Nobody's making him play football. If he doesn't like it, he just, hey, real quick, I'm just not going to do it anymore.
I agree with that statement of nobody's making him play that, or anybody for that matter. But if we were to restructure and relook at where this money's getting allocated to, your boy Goodell makes like in excess of $40 million a year.
Not again. So if he wants to protest,
is that
not
earned?
Fair. No.
Do you think that's earned?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not one bit.
He should get maybe five to 10 a year. He should get paid what a head coach gets paid.
So if you worked
and then
for,
a little bit more.
If you worked for a corrupt company that you didn't believe in the leadership and you thought your job was crappy, what would you do?
Depends on what they're paying me.
They're not paying you enough, apparently. It's not guaranteed. They can cut you at any minute. There's hammers being swung at your head nonstop all day long. And even the guy with your duck and dodge, it's still a problem. So what are you going to do? You're quitting that job, right? You're out.
There's a good chance I'm out.
So that's all I'm saying. Like, he doesn't have to play football.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And the funny thing is, he's actually really, really, like I said, he's actually really, really smart. So he could actually probably get a job wherever he wanted to.
Yeah. Branch manager, bank teller, whatever he wants. I think he's got it within his skill set.
Yeah, you might not be wrong.
But he gets up and he's like, hey, it's not fair. They make me hit people. Or, you could actually just not play football.
You know what the problem is? You see basketball, you see LeBron, who literally can do and say anything he wants, and change happens. I don't want to say immediately, but change does happen.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, these other players, whether it be Richard Sherman, Tom Brady, whoever, in the NFL, nothing. Well, I was going to say, either way, in the NFL, though, I don't necessarily know there's going to be change.
Well, the problem is they collectively bargained this agreement with the owners, and this is what they signed on for, right? Like,
you're complaining about something that you signed up for already.
Yeah, and I understand that not every player gets to vote. You have a representative, and that person then goes, and so get better representatives. Like the solution here isn't like, let's just tell everybody how crappy this is every day. If at some point it's so crappy, like, feel free to move on. I don't even know what the topic was, by the way. Roughing the passer, doing too much. Flags for the quarterbacks. I'm all in.
Flags.
I just don't know what we're doing here. I actually heard a radio interview today. I actually hadn't thought of this.
You know what you could do real quick?
What am I going to do?
You know those big bubbles that people play, like
bubble soccer?
Bubble soccer?
Yeah.
Put a big bubble around the quarterback.
That might be the smartest thing you've ever said.
You're welcome.
Can you throw with that, though?
Me or them?
Well, I know you got a howitzer over there. I'm not worried about
you. They'll figure it out.
Okay.
They'll figure it out.
Blaine Gabbert can go ahead and get the arm back and get it
Blaine train.
Fair.
Blaine train. What do you got?
What was I going to say?
Yeah, I apologize for cutting you off.
Yeah, it was
Do you
good.
remember?
It was good, too.
You were looking something up.
Man. Oh, yes. Forgot it again.
You said real quick.
Yeah,
I looked something up, and then I cut you off for something to get in there.
Yeah. Oh, so no, listen to a radio interview today.
There you go.
Sneaky, interesting idea.
Okay.
So Matt Stafford was talking about. They asked him, like, what do you think of the new rules or whatever, and he was like, yeah, it's tough. I don't know what a defender should do. And he's like, actually, you know what? I'm gonna start bear hugging dudes so they bring me to the ground so I get flags.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, you know what? That's actually not a bad idea.
So he's going to make him call the...
Yeah.
Wow.
So when you get close to him, he's just going to, like, bear hug you so you fall on him, and now you get the 15-yard flag, and the drive keeps going. I get that's not probably going to happen, but sure. It's a possibility now because you could exploit that dumb rule.
So in the NBA, you can get charged and cited, if you will, for flopping and stuff like that, to where you will eventually get fined and or suspended, correct? In a roundabout way. That's essentially what it is.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, yep.
So NFL, to my knowledge, doesn't have anything like that. Now, you can get ejected, but is Matt Stafford going to get 2 texts, and they're going to be like, you know what, hey, you're out of here?
Here's the thing.
I mean, what does that look like?
Because the NFL referees are so great, now I want them keeping track of flops, dude.
That's fair.
Have you ever thought about this for a second? I actually thought this the other day. How dumb is the NFL, right? Multi-billion-dollar sport. And how do we track a first down? 2 white-haired old men get a bunch of chains out and figure out if it went 10 yards or not. We've got computers, bro. Elon Musk is going to the moon, and 2 white-haired old dudes have chains, and they're all like, I think the ball's at a 20. No, I saw him at 28. I was at 29. I'll put it there. And 2 white dudes with chains just measure that out. And like, you know what? You're a length short. Sorry. Sorry, men who are killing each other every day. You
think those are the refs or the linesmen, the guys that were doing the Cleveland Browns Raider game?
It might have been.
Had to have been.
It might have been. I have no idea.
Huh.
And then here's the kicker. So we take the 65-year-old referee guy, and what do? We give him a wireless tablet and say, work this thing and figure out what happened.
Maybe he's tech savvy.
Maybe. He's tech savvy? Like, how dumb is the NFL? We can't think of a better way to mark yardage for a first down.
What are you trying to get, like a quick little mechanical engineer in there?
Put a freaking tracker in the ball, and where the ball lands, like get some force field situation. We'll get goo on this. We'll have it solved in no time.
You might be onto something.
I'm not off something.
You might want to call somebody.
Like, seriously, we're using like 68-year-old men. Just
why do they keep getting older?
lugging chains around the field. I don't understand. Who gets that job?
So
hey, listen, Grandpa's going to be gone this fall. He's going to be on the chain gang for the Eagles. Like, how do you apply for that job? Excuse me, sir. Can you take this chain, walk 10 yards?
So you know how Walmart does the senior citizens sit at the front door?
I do.
Maybe that's like that type of thing. It's like, hey, 76-year-old man.
Oh, so Goodell's like hitting his local Walmart's like, you know what, dude? I like the greeting there. You did a good smiley face on my receipt.
Appreciate the sticker.
Are you interested in a chain gang role?
You can't tell me that.
I don't understand how that happens.
You can't tell me that's not
There's
it.
got to be a better way. Okay, we got time for one more.
Jimmy,
Mr. Kinger _ Here we go.
Oh, the Bell guy from Pittsburgh.
I think that's supposed to be Le'Veon Bell. Hold on. Let's.
Oh, the Bell guy from Pittsburgh.
The Bell guy from Pittsburgh.
Right.
Le'Veon's probably tough when you're from Indiana.
Sure. I got a lot of words.
Well,
probably shouldn't say most of them.
Okay.
Word G. You know, we keep it clean here.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Just get to camp and put your pads on. Just hike the ball, man. Let's go.
He's a center. Ready to play. Ready to play.
Just get in the game.
Okay.
You know what? Start, get the big game, and then don't. As a coach, I would just bench him because Connor's playing great.
Yeah. Here's my word is whatever. Whatever, dude. Like, we're done with it. We're over it at this point.
I'm over it.
Like, stop holding people high. Like, again, spoiler alert, if you don't want to play football, you don't have to play.
Le'Veon,
if you're going to get hurt and you're concerned about that and you don't want to play this year, you know what you can do?
Sit out.
First Union. I don't know if they're still in business. Bank tellers. They're looking for drive-through help. Whatever you need.
You big on banks today? You have a bank incident that I didn't know about?
No.
Okay.
I'm all online, baby.
Real quick, you think Dez would play running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers right now so he had a job?
He's so desperate. He would do anything right now.
Okay.
All he's doing is just like waiting for Jerry Jones to tweet so he can tweet back.
What about this? We get rid of Jason Garrett. Dez Bryant's our new head coach. You signing up for that?
Yes.
There's no way it's worse.
All day.
There's no way it's worse, right?
All day.
Okay.
Let's bring Tony Romo back for all I care.
Nah, he's doing too good in the booth.
Tony Romo, Jason Witten, co-head coaches.
Wow. Jason Witten got his hair back, by the way.
Yeah, we did. So did Brian Urlacher. By the way, Brian Urlacher has a full head of hair now.
Does he?
Have you seen him?
I have not.
Google him.
But he used to shave it on purpose.
No, he shaved it because it was going out, obviously, and then
he's back.
He I think he went and got plugs actually.
What's my name? What's my man's name?
Urlacher.
Brian.
Yeah, Urlacher.
Urlacher.
Full head of hair all of a sudden. Just full head. His hair, you know what it's full of?
Hair.
Yeah.
Efforting here.
Yeah, he's efforting. You know, spell Urlacher.
Images. It's in there. It said regrow hair like Urlacher.
There you
go.
go.
Wow.
Full head of hair.
He's back. He looks weird.
Full head of hair. And it's not just like a little stubble.
Well, I mean, it says he got a hair transplant.
Yeah,
so that's
what
fine.
I'm saying. Full head of hair.
What's my man? Jason Witten.
Well, you figure that out just one more time.
Oh, the Bell guy from Pittsburgh.
There you go. Well, you figure that out.
Jimmy watching a lot of football these days?
All kinds.
It's darker. This thing says Jason Witten literally got new hair for Monday Night Football. Good for him, man.
Like transplant?
It doesn't say transplant, but I mean, they're showing the photos of him from last year. It was a little thin.
A little thin. All right, well,
yeah, there's some spots.
There we go. Well, that's NFL Word Association. A big shout out to our good guy Jimmy from Indiana, Mr. Kangura _ for his diligent review of certain topics that allowed Burbs and I to give you our opinion, our thoughts on all things NFL. It's always fun.
It's not fun.
There we go. All right, folks. So really excited to have the next guy with us here. So he's somebody I found on Instagram and just started following his pictures, and didn't read a lot about it. And every week I kept seeing like new photos, and I was like, what is this guy up to? So clicked on some stuff and heard his story. So I don't want to give away too much, but our guy's name is Brett. He goes by Road to the CFB on Instagram. I think you can find him on YouTube under that same title as well. And he set out an interesting little life goal. So his goal was to get to all of the FBS college football stadiums, which where the hell was I like thinking of that like 10 years ago? Because I could have not gotten a real job at that point. But so I thought it was really cool that the idea and some of the things he's been through. So Burbs and I put our heads together. That doesn't happen often. But when we did, we thought, hey, let's get this guy on the show and learn more about what he's working on too. So folks, help me welcome in our guy, Brett from Road to the CFB on the Guys Like Us podcast. Brett, how are you?
I'm very good. Thanks for having me on, guys. Really appreciate it. Really excited to get talking with y'all.
So first question, Brett, is how did you come up with this idea? Like, where did this even come from? I mean, I had some legendary like drinking nights in college, but I never had anything this epic come to my mind. How did you come up with this idea?
Yeah, so actually, I came up with it in 2017 in the spring, before even the off season activity started beginning. I wanted to go around and see every stadium, whether it was full or empty. And I originally went under the name at BG Stadium Tours, and then it changed to Road to 128. And I got to about 30 or so stadiums before I decided, man, I really need to see these full. It's not enough just to look at these empty stadiums and take one picture in it. I want to experience the entire game day, the culture, and all the traditions along with it. So 2017, I decided, you know what, let's get this going, see what we can do. And I was going to school out in Northwest Ohio at Bowling Green State University, and there's a lot of Division I programs around there. So it was pretty easy. I added 11 the very first season, as far as UNC and Georgia, but also as close as Ohio State, Bowling Green itself, and Michigan. And so I just the idea sprung to me one day, and I went with my roommate to the very first game. It was Charlotte at Eastern Michigan. And he said, hey, you should start an Instagram page and go from there and see where it went. And, here we are today on our second season and quite a few more stadiums in.
So I imagine at some point you went to like your friends and your family and you're like, hey, look, I got a really good idea. I'm gonna travel the country and see every college football stadium. And when you told them that, what were their reactions?
Yeah, so I did do that. It actually wasn't at the start, though. I was just kind of doing it for fun on the side, just kind of as a personal quest. But this year, I've really gotten behind the idea of turning it into a brand and sharing it with as many people as I can. And my friends and family they're beyond supportive. My dad actually watches every game that I go to on TV, no matter the time that it's at. Where it's at. He texts me during the entire thing. We kind of talk about what's going on in front of me and on the TV in front of him. But my parents they're really supportive about it. I think it'd be real easy for some people to say, oh, this is a crazy idea. You should find a real job. You should buckle down and go into business or go for what you went to school for. But not my parents and not my friends. They're out there and saying, we believe in you. We can do. You can do this. Absolutely. And they're on board 100%. And I like to bring them along with me and even involve them as much as I can. So they've been nothing but supportive from day one.
Yeah. So forgive me for asking what might be a delicate question, but you mentioned a real job. So how do you fit this into your life from a work standpoint, even a financial standpoint? Like, how do you make this a reality?
Yeah, no, that's actually a really good question. So currently I am doing the glorious job of serving tables to make my spending money day to day. But I do have some help to make this a little less expensive for me by somebody who sees the same potential in it as I do. I'm also looking at getting sponsors to help me either financially or in kind, just however they can. Just in the early years, get the brand kind of up and running. But it is a gamble. There's no guarantee that this will be profitable. I'm definitely going to be out there making it work as best as I can. But it's a crazy idea, I guess, for lack of a better term. But it is fairly expensive. Hotel and gas money make up the biggest portion of that. The tickets aren't nearly as bad as you think. I actually wrote about it on my blog, just all the ways that you can save money to make college football happen on a budget, and actually eight different steps. You can find that on roadtocfb.com. But I don't fly to the games, so I don't have to worry about anything like that. I'm not even old enough to rent a car, so there's none of that expense going on. But yeah, the expenses are tough. I have to make some cutbacks, but this is my travel. This is my fun. This is what I do on the weekend. So the money that's going into this would be going into something else if I wasn't doing this anyways.
Nice. So I know you mentioned going to more and more games and stuff like that. So the more games you've gone to, are there any special perks that the team or anybody helps you out with, or that you get as you go to these places?
So far, I haven't gotten any specific perks from the schools. However, actually, it's a great timing. Tomorrow, I'm actually headed up Thursday. I'm headed up to TCU against Texas Tech.
Oh, okay.
And my dad's cousin knows the chancellor there at TCU. And the TCU chancellor is also a Bowling Green grad. And so he was able to hook me up with some free tickets to that game, and I'm just extremely grateful for that. It's such a generous act. But other than that, I don't really have many perks. As we get bigger, that might change, but I'm not really looking for that from schools. I'd like to get the average game day experience. I'm not looking for a box suite. I'm not looking for sideline passes, not looking for free tickets. I'm looking to do it just like everybody else is, just like you guys would, just like everybody listening to this would go, see a game. That's how I want to see it, through those eyes. So I don't really get any special perks. I don't really look for them. And I don't really expect to get any as this tour goes along.
All right. So, obviously you've been to a few schools this year. You said you went to empty stadium schools prior, and then you've been to schools last year and this year. So what's give us the up to the minute running total? How many stadiums have you been to so far?
So I've been to 47 different stadiums, empty. And because every time I'm on vacation, I kind of just pull over if I'm passing by one. For example, I drove down, I made the move from northwestern Ohio to central Texas recently. So on that, I was able to pass by about 6 or 7 stadiums when I was driving down. And I've been to 20 of them currently with games. That'll be 22 by Saturday, and then 28 by the end of the season. And that's an average of 14 a year, but I'd like to be able to get 15 to 17 new ones every single year. So in all, it'll probably take about a decade to finish. And then once I'm done with it, I'm going to go back and pretty much do everything that I missed the first time around. I'd like to spend entire weekends in the college towns, go back and see the best rivalries, bowl games, and participate more in depth than I'm doing this time around. But I'm currently, my official count is at 20.
So this is like a 25-year effort on your part, right? Like you're signing up for this thing long term to make this like a life goal, right?
Yeah, so the brand itself, I'd like to carry it out as long as it can go. If I can carry it out my whole life, that'd be great, and I'd love to. But of course, it's going to have to transform. It's going to have to take different forms than it is right now, rather than just going to games and documenting it. I'd like to eventually get tailgates going with the brand on it, and make this entire community, and it'll evolve eventually.
All right, so let's get down to some of the fun stuff. So obviously you mentioned tailgates. What's the craziest scene you've seen so far? Obviously, I think we all see stadiums on TV and kind of get what they look like maybe. What's the craziest tailgate situation you've been a part of so far?
Craziest tailgate situation? That's a great question. Well, LSU.
Yeah, they get after LSU, yeah.
They get after, yeah, that's absolutely right. They have
Bayou
the
life.
best food that I've ever eaten in my life. It's huge. However, I'm going to say Tulane.
Oh, wow.
And I know that that sounds ridiculous, but they're dark horse. Not a lot of people go to that school, but we got there, and there's this enormous mosh pit of just hundreds of students.
Wow.
And I couldn't believe it. I'm like, wow, this is something, they're all spraying beer all over each other and doing things that college students do. And then they picked up and moved. And I'm not kidding. They actually picked their tents up intact, their coolers, everything. They moved it across the way to be right next to the opposing team, which happens to be Memphis's on the day, their tailgate, just to bother them.
Just a takeover situation?
Nice.
Yeah, it absolutely was. And, I walked through to get some of the footage, and you can see some of that on my 2-lane recap video. But it's just this giant mosh pit. Like, I would have never expected it from the small little private school in New Orleans.
So in 2017, I saw on your site you had listed Michigan, the Big House, as the best venue or the stadium, I guess, that impressed you most. Has anything in 2018 taken that off your number one spot yet, or are they still up number one for you?
I'm a little biased. One, I'm an Ohio State fan, so listing Michigan as the best venue of 2017 was tough for me, but I got to give credit where credit is due. I mean, it's the largest seating capacity stadium in the country, non-racing stadium in the country, and I also got to see the Ohio State-Michigan game in that venue, so that's going to be hard to beat. There's 115-plus thousand people in that venue, but in 2018, I have seen some pretty incredible places. Texas A&M, of course, with their famous student section, 12th man, and Mississippi State even last week, as they upset Auburn, and just the cowbells and the atmosphere is incredible. But I can't say for an overall game day that anybody's going to beat Ohio State at Michigan, especially since my Buckeyes were able to come in with a victory that day.
So obviously you've got multi-year plans, multi-tiered level plans. So assuming that cost and logistics were no obstacle for you, what's the dream stadium you want to get to? What's that top stadium that you absolutely want to get crossed off your list as soon as you can?
It's Kinnick Stadium up in Iowa. Ames is home to Iowa State. Anyways, it's Kinnick Stadium in Iowa because they just have this awesome atmosphere to it. They have probably my favorite tradition in all of college football, where they turn and wave to the kids in the hospital that overlooks it.
Yeah.
And it just looks like an amazing place. I mean, they sell out all the time, even when the team's not very great. Fortunately, they've been pretty good as of late. But that would be my number one. I'm also really excited to get to Ben Hill Griffin Stadium in Florida, Neyland Stadium in Tennessee, Vaught Hemingway at Ole Miss, and Memorial Stadium in Oklahoma, which I'm actually going to in, 17 days here. So I do get to knock one of my favorite ones off, but I'd say number one for me right now is Kinnick Stadium.
So I know. So I'm a UCF fan, alumni. Have you made it down to Orlando yet? You got plans to head down there?
So I have not made the trip yet,
Okay.
And Spectrum Stadium is pretty high on my list. It looks really great, especially for a smaller school venue. And as long as UCF is winning, that I'm sure the atmosphere there is electric. So I'm trying to get there as soon as I can. It might not be this season. Well, it won't be this season. It might not be next season. But in the next coming years here, I would really love to. I have an uncle that lives down in Tampa. So, going to spend a week with him and maybe catch a UCF game might have to be on my list.
Yeah, I know some people down there, so let me know. I host a UCF podcast too. I can hook you up with some folks if you need some recommendations out there. Way better than going to the Swamp, by the way. The Swamp is literally what you would think it is. It's a swamp.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
Sounds good. I'll definitely have to follow you up on that.
All right, so obviously we'll kind of close with this. So how can people follow you on your journey, or how can people help you on your journey? If anybody wants to kind of follow along with what you're doing, what's the best ways to connect with you and kind of keep tabs on where you are and where you're going?
Yeah, so if you follow me on Instagram, my handle is just @roadtocfb. Also on YouTube, where I post all my recap videos too, and on roadtocfb.com. I really go out of my way to answer as many messages as I can. And right now, with the smaller community I have, I'm able to get to all of them. So if you send me a direct message on Instagram, or you go to my contact page on roadtocfb.com, I'm definitely going to hit you back. As far as how people can help me, just enjoy it. I don't do this for publicity. I don't do it for myself. I do it for everybody else, so that you can go and look and see traditions on your favorite school, or maybe a school that you're not familiar with. So, it's to share the unique cultures at each school that make up this great country. And if you're at a game, say hi. If you're a fan, make suggestions to me. I'm always down for suggestions. So I guess the best way to help me out on my journey is just to be active in the community that I'm trying to build.
Awesome. Well, if you make it out to California here, Burbs here will take you to, we got Stanford, we got Cal, we got San Jose State. So if you make it out here to the California area, USC, it's a little further than where we are, by the way. We're in Northern California.
We'll make it work.
But if you make it out here to California, make sure you let us know, and Burbs will show you the tour at Stanford.
Yeah, I sure will. I got a friend actually just took a ticketing spot at Cal Berkeley, so he said that he could hook me up maybe with some tickets over there if I make it out in the next couple of years. But I will be sure to let y'all know.
Awesome. Well, hey, Brad, we appreciate you joining us. As he said, make sure to follow along with him. You can find him at Road to CFB on most of those social platforms, and keep tabs on his journey as he tries to get across this great land to see as much college football as he can. Brett, thanks for joining the Guys Like Us podcast.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
What's up, gang? Adam from the Guys Like Us show back here. Wanted to give you some more details on what's going on with Audible. So for you, the listeners of the Guys Like Us podcast, Audible is willing to hook you up with a free audiobook download and, get this, a free 30-day trial to give you an opportunity to check out their service. Now, a guy like me, I enjoy a good book myself, and Audible has some of my favorite authors on there. You might want to check out my guy John Grisham. You might want to check out my guy John Sanford, maybe my guy Joseph Finder. Those are all good authors. You want to go on their site. You want to check that out. Find one of their books. You can download it for free today if you go to audibletrial.com/the guys like us. Again, that's audibletrial.com/the guys like us. All right,
ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Usually that's my idea.
No, I was
doing
just trying to cut you off.
Okay. All right, so I say reading the internets, and I've been researching this story. I've been hot on this story that I saw.
Took you how long you been reading it?
A long time, and the headline grabbed me at first. Are you familiar with The Onion? Do you know what The Onion is?
The Onion?
Yeah.
Probably not The Onion you're going to tell me about.
So The Onion is a website that just prints fake stories. It's like fake funny headlines. It's just all...
So you're going to give me a fake story?
So I thought this was part of The Onion. I saw this headline. I'm like, this can't be true.
Okay.
And so I clicked on it, and I'm like, oh, this is actually like a real site. Clicked on another one. It's a real site. Did a Twitter search. It's a real thing. And I'm like, oh my God, how did this happen? And why are we not talking about it nonstop on today's show?
What do you got?
So I'm going to just read you the headline.
Okay.
I'm going to let you kind of know what happened, right? Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Insane clown posse member drop kicks Fred Durst at Limp Bizkit show.
ICP?
ICP. There's so much there.
I got a lot of questions.
There's so much there.
I got a lot of questions.
So I'm gonna let you lead the dissection of this particular story today. Where do you want to start with this?
Give me the headline one more time.
Insane clown posse member drop kicks Fred Durst at Limp Bizkit show.
Why was there a Limp Bizkit show?
Okay, great question.
Why was anybody at the Limp Bizkit show?
Great questions.
Fred Durst is still alive.
Yes. Yes.
Insane Clown Posse still alive?
Well, at least one of them.
Did he have his face painted?
This was Shaggy 2 Dope. I don't know if you're familiar with.
Who's the other guy?
Silent J. I always get confused. Eminem has that song where he has the other names for them, and I always get that confused. It's not Silent J in the song.
Jay and Silent Bob?
Yeah, it's not that. I think it's Silent J.
Silent J and Bob.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever. Yeah, I just got a lot of whys. Like, whys and hows. Like, why is Limp Bizkit still making music, performing, and why are people paying to go see that?
Yeah.
Are you paying to go see that?
I would not.
What's Fred Durst looking like these days? Still a top performer out there?
I wouldn't say no.
Still taking down Christina Aguilera?
I don't believe so.
He took those down loosely?
You know, he said he. Well, I mean, from what I understand, I don't know him very well. The one thing he's made it perfectly clear to me though is that he's all about the nookie.
Yes.
He's made that perfectly clear in the times that he and I have spent together.
Right.
And so I'm not so sure.
What was their run? Like 4 or 5 years of just solid hits?
So it was
funny.
Like
early 2000s, right?
I started researching this, and somebody was like, Limp Bizkit, like, what do they sing? And I was like trying to figure out what I would tell this person their best song was, and I was like, Nookie, break stuff.
I don't even know how that goes.
Rearranged. Break stuff just him
That's
yelling.
how it sounded?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got a lot of whys and hows. Like, what? They're still employed. Like, a record label still employs them, or is this just like for like fun, like the local fair?
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure. It's like a real. I mean, it's probably like Limp Records or something. It's probably not like something like Interscope or something.
Limp. Okay, good. Limp Records.
You know that.
What'd the drop kick look like?
Sketch.
Sketch?
Real sketch. Very little, if any, contact was made.
Okay. So not a lot of vertical on that drop
And
kick?
so if you watch the video, and I'll see if we can figure out a way to post this because there's a lot of copyrights and whatnot, but
we can't get in there?
there's rules, there's laws, there's people, you know about them. But
No, we'll bypass it.
It seemed like Fred Durst in the video didn't even realize that someone tried to kick him. I think he thought like a fan had like rushed the stage and then was like, oh, wait, what? And then didn't know what happened until afterwards.
How many people do you think were actually there listening to him?
I mean, I'm looking at the picture now. There are, there are at least, I don't know. You can see at least 10 people in the photograph. And at least somebody actually recorded it, apparently.
Those people need help.
Those people need help. Yeah.
If they came up to you right now, like, hey, Fred Durst is in town, him and the boys, him and the Biscuits, free tickets, front row, you could slap 5 with Limp. You doing it?
Probably not.
You wouldn't even be able to take those and sell them.
Probably not. Where are they playing close to the house? I don't want to drive far.
God, no. I would assume they're not playing. That's why I'm so perplexed.
I mean, are they playing at like the Safeway in Tracy? Because I'll check that out.
Probably.
Because that's not too far. I'll check that out.
If they came out to the Mo,
yeah,
and they were just like, "Hey, look,
Modesto or Moho?"
Either way,
if they're gonna
you're
play
global.
Altamont School right over here, the track, I'm in.
Wow,
I'll check that out for free.
You got more patience.
I can walk to my house. I'll just leave halfway over.
Yeah, but it's Limp Bizkit and Fred Durst.
Okay, I mean,
you had them on your mixes, didn't you?
I've got a lot of them. I've got a lot of them on my iPod.
That disappoints me.
Yeah, I've got a lot on my iPod.
For a guy like you with your stature and your presence.
Check. Hold on. Let me pull up my my iPod here. I'll tell you what Limp Bizkit songs I have actually on here. It's gonna take some time to load this apparently. So thanks for
take your time. We got nowhere to be.
So let me go artist here. Let me go Limp Bizkit. Let's go through some of the hits here. I can promise you though I have 0 Insane Clown Posse. I can't actually even think of one song.
Yeah, what would they have ever sang or yelled about?
I can't even think.
They're
of
not singers, right? I mean,
all right. So off the Chocolate Starfish album,
I'm sorry.
I have "Living It Up."
Living it up.
My Way.
Is that the same thing as the Ja Rule "Living It Up"?
No. Okay. Different. I also have My Generation.
How does that go?
Which one?
Any of those?
Take me a minute.
Give me a couple bars.
Off the Results May Vary, I have Red Light, Green Light, featuring, I think it's Snoop Dogg.
What is wrong with you? Why do you have these songs?
Behind Blue Eyes. So this was their big album. This is 99, Significant Other. I have Nookie and Rearranged.
Great.
And then I have In Together Now. That's with Method Man. That's actually a good song. I can't sing any of the words on it because we do have that PG-14 situation working here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't tell you, gun to my head right now, I couldn't tell you anything Insane Clown Posse.
Look,
all I know is that Eminem hated them.
Yeah, look, man, you're my guy.
Thank you.
You're my dude.
Okay.
I got a lot of respect for you in a lot of avenues of life.
Yeah.
I just lost a lot of respect for you.
Because I have Limp Bizkit songs?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
To be fair, they're not actually downloaded. I'd have to get them out of the cloud, so it's not.
But they're in the cloud, so they're never going to go away.
Well, they're free. This was Napster back in the day, bro.
That's fine. They're clouded. They're never going away. That's in your phone forever.
I could delete
even if you get a new phone.
I could delete them.
Nope.
Yeah.
You delete it. You search it back. It gives you the little cloud icon. You hit the cloud icon. Boom. You're back.
Luckily I'm not doing too much searching for that. So
I'm just saying, if one day you're like, man, I really want to get a part of that.
I have some songs on here. Here's the thing. I wish I could play these. I wish there's copyright laws.
We can't get no play.
I feel like if I could pull the.
Don't you get like 10 seconds or something or 5 seconds?
I think there's some sort of rule.
Find that rule out because I'm not going to look it up.
It's actually not on this. So I actually have an old iPod. I have it on. I have 2 songs I'd love to play for you. That.
Well, what do you got? Give me the names.
We may have to put this thing on pause so I can go get those.
I mean,
because if you want to hear them, I got them. If you want to hear them,
you can't search them right there on the labby.
Yeah, I can't do 2 things at once on that.
Huh?
I can't do things. I can. Let me see if Mrs.
You
E.
use my phone.
Mrs. E.
I got 2 phones right here because I got 2 phones. You don't need to use my stuff.
I know. I need the actual thing here. Let me see if Mrs. E is awake.
EP?
She's not EP yet.
Huh? Yeah, I mean,
the problem is when she opens that door to the AE studios, that's gonna be the sound. It's gonna sound like a flashbang.
Yeah. Here's the thing, man. Like I said, I'm pretty taken aback.
I'm literally looking at Mrs. E right now. And
did we ever figure out if it's taken aback or taken back? I know I asked that a couple episodes ago.
You want to be taken aback because you're not taking back something. So something. Here you go. You're taking aback. Like, oh, they're taking it back.
But can I just say I'm taken back?
Where are you taking back?
Sexy back?
It left you?
course not.
So Mrs. E didn't get that text apparently because she's looking like right there, and we're not getting the iPad here. So let me go grab that real quick. You're not going to know I left though because we're just going to pause this and we're just going to come right back, and it just feels like we never left anywhere. All right, we're back. I've returned. So we're going to try to get around any sort of loss here. So I don't know if you're going to know this song just by hearing it, Burbs. So I'm going to play it for you really quickly here, and I'll put it up to the speaker so you can hear it.
Trail 5?
Any idea who this is?
This sounds familiar.
It shouldn't. There's no way this should sound familiar to you.
I feel like it's fake Pitbull. This guy English?
You'll know. Hold on. Let me get to the chorus. You have no idea yet, huh?
That sounds really familiar.
Hold on. Yeah. Good. Hold on.
It's Kobe.
It is Kobe. That is
It's
correct.
Kobe.
That is Kobe Bryant.
Wow.
Kobe is the name of the song. You know who's singing the hook there?
Who is singing the hook?
Tyra Banks.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, she is. Kobe and Tyra. I actually have that on my old iPod.
Why does he sound like that?
That's how he sounds, bro.
Huh.
Well, he was meant to be a rapper. Who's better right now? Who would you rather go see in concert, Kobe Bryant or Limp Bizkit?
Kobe Bryant.
Wow, he's only got that one song.
That's fine. Limp Bizkit's still Limp Bizkit.
So you're going to go for that song?
Yes.
I have another classic on here too.
You think Kobe's going to jam us up? All that Under Armour money or body armor?
There you go. No. You might know this one just by hearing it. There you go.
The Shaq. The Shaq.
Shaquille O'Neal, Shoot Pass Slam is the name of the song.
That's my dude Shaq.
Yeah. So you rather see Shaq in concert
I'd rather see Shaq and Kobe team up on the
on the ones and twos?
on the ones and twos
Wow.
than Limp Bizkit. And you're an idiot for thinking Limp Bizkit's anybody still. Or
I
ever
didn't
was.
say they're anybody. I mean,
You said
this
you're
is
they're
back
on
in
your.
the- Hold on a second. Hold on.
No, no.
Pump the brakes.
I'm all gas. I'm all gas, no brakes.
This is early 2000s, late 90s. Rock rap was in, bro. Kid Rock was in.
Okay.
Limp Bizkit was in.
Okay.
And that's all I got for you.
Great.
In the rock rap genre.
Sure.
I mean, those guys, those bands were in.
Yeah.
Any of my people out there who are listening to this who were around in the late 90s,
There's
early
300.
2000s.
Yeah, there's 308 followers. I'm gonna say 307 of which are gonna agree with me
That what are they agreeing with?
that you're an idiot
Oh, well, I mean, you can say that about a lot of things. I need specifics about why I'm an idiot.
because you are still co-signing Limp
No,
Bizkit.
I'm not still co-signing. I'm saying back in 1999, 2000,
In 99, 2000, I
They were
would have
popular.
rather listened to Kobe and Shaq.
so that's a preference thing.
No,
I'm
that's
saying in 99,
that's a numbers. There's data to back that up.
I'm 99 to 1,000. There's data to back that
Was
up.
there cloud back in 2000? Can we
cloud?
check the cloud?
RC? Hold on a second. I do have an update to this story, by the way. As I Googled this to get some facts.
Sure.
This just gets better. The Iron Sheik, you know who he is?
No.
The wrestler?
You got a picture?
The
The Iron Sheik?
Yes, he looks like that guy right there. Kind of looks like Ron Jeremy.
Yeah, sure.
The Iron Sheik brokers peace between Limp Bizkit and the Insane Clown Posse.
Oh, well, thank goodness.
The feud has ended.
Great.
The feud has ended.
So what it sounds like there might have been a little bit of an overdose on some type of chemical or liquid.
There's no justification. There's no reasoning behind why that happened. And by the way, why I'm actually looking at this, this is just a great website. I don't know what this is. A picture of Scott Stapp shows up on the bottom.
We're on right here.
Creed or Limp Bizkit?
Creed.
Oh my goodness.
And you know that to be true.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Thank you.
Yeah, they took it higher.
You give me Creed. You give me Fuel.
What am I giving you?
Creed.
Uh-huh.
You give me Fuel. In my hands again.
Oh, Fuel was yeah. So I'm a big Fuel guy.
I know you are. You
Oh.
fuel the fire.
I'm a big Fuel guy.
Guy like you with the fuel?
Yeah.
What else you got? Puddle of Mud?
Blurry was fine.
Blurry.
Everything's so blurry. That
No,
was
you don't
good.
do that.
Everyone's so
You give
blurry.
me Creed with Scott Stapp not enunciating a single word. I didn't understand anything he said.
Yeah.
You give me Puddle of Mud.
Yeah.
You give me Fuel. You give me something else in that genre.
Smashing Pumpkins? Is that too?
That's not me.
Is that you?
You give me those four or anybody else of that similar type of category. I'm taking that over Limp Bizkit all day.
All
Put
right,
a poll out. Put a poll out. Our people don't want that.
Write all that down because I didn't hear what you said.
Our people don't want Limp Bizkit.
I'm not saying they do, bro. I'm not saying today's world is.
Bro,
ready
you
for
came
Limp
at me
Bizkit.
in 2018, almost 2019, with a Limp Bizkit story.
Yeah.
Shame on you.
Because I couldn't believe this was true. Because A, is Limp Bizkit still around? B, Insane Clown Posse still around? C, Fred Durst still alive? D, who the heck is Insane Clown Posse again? E, why is he drop kicking him in the neck? F, why did he miss? And G, why is Limp Bizkit still performing? Those were the main questions that I had as I read the title.
A lot of those questions are the same questions, but it all comes back to you, friend. You just wasted at least 6 minutes of my time.
I had other stories I want to get to.
Let's get to them.
Hold on. What's the album sale? Hold on. Can you give me the album sales number?
Limp Bizkit?
Limp Bizkit.
12 albums. They've sold 12 albums.
They've sold 12 albums total.
Are you trying to compare?
Okay. I'm just trying to get. I'm trying to get a gauge for where they were at.
So we did a little album sales back a couple episodes ago. What did we do? We did
Bubba
Horrible
Sparks.
White, with Bubba Sparks. So when did they start? 96, 97?
So I got a new story here from looks like 2003.
Okay.
This was the charts for that particular week, and Limp Bizkit had just released the third album, which was the Chocolate Starfish and the Hot Dog Flavored Water. You know about it. And it came in at number 1.
Of course it did.
And it actually broke a record for single week sales for a rock album. This is back before like iTunes, all that stuff.
Sure.
Guess how many copies of this CD were sold in this week of October 25th in 2003?
750,000.
1 million plus.
Platinum first week.
Platinum first week.
Good for them.
Platinum first week.
Too bad they're trash now. So you want me?
Actually,
You want me to
hold on,
give
real quick. The number 2 CD was what?
Creed.
No.
Ja Rule.
Ja Rule's Rule
Yeah.
336 was that number
you give
2.
me. Yeah, I'll take number 2.
Was that number 2?
I'll take number 2.
Number 3. Any guesses?
When is this year again?
This is it looks like 03.
Rule Ashanti.
No.
Nelly's
Country Grammar.
Yep. I'm going down.
Number 4.
03, 4.
We'll do top 5. Another rapper for 4.
DMX.
No.
Twista.
Little less menacing.
50.
No. Ludicrous.
Luda.
Number 5 was actually Creed.
There you go.
Creed's Human Clay was at number 5.
Absolutely.
Rounding out the top are the Baja Men Who Let the Dogs Out. Mysticals, get ready.
Mystical's not in prison.
He probably still is. 98 Degrees, Madonna, and then your boys.
Shouts out to Madonna.
3 Doors Down.
3DD. Look up Limp Bizkit total sales.
That's what I was trying to do, by the way.
I'm gonna look up Creed. What are you gonna look at? What's the verbiage you're gonna use?
I keep looking up Limp Bizkit album sales. Wow.
Creed
I should not have a podcast. I can't talk.
album sales.
Total. I mean, maybe
Okay.
Wikipedia is.
I'm right here out the gate. Boom.
Where are you at?
I'm right here out the gate.
Okay, good talk.
I'm ready when you are. I'm not gonna give you my numbers until you give me yours because I know you're gonna lie. There's no way these guys are worse than Limp Bizkit. There's no way.
We get I don't get a total here. I got a chart, but I don't have a total.
I'm Wiki. I'm
on
Wiki
Wiki
strong.
too. So
Nah, see, you're not doing it right.
what do you mean?
Type in Limp Bizkit album sales.
I did.
Didn't do it right.
Okay, apparently I did.
Let me know when you're ready.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Creed has sold over 28 million records in the U.S. and over 53 million albums worldwide. It was the 9th best-selling artist of the 2000s. Boom.
So you had 2 numbers there. Mine's worded differently. Mine says Limp Bizkit has sold an estimated 50 million albums worldwide.
Okay, so you lose.
But I don't have a U.S. number.
Doesn't matter. Worldwide, baby.
So
305
again,
worldwide.
did I argue that Creed was not better than Limp Bizkit?
The fact that we're still talking about Limp Bizkit makes me think that you're co-signing Limp Bizkit to
Here's
the
the
death.
thing, Chet. I give you the show sheet.
Chet?
You saw Limp Bizkit was on here. You actually, I know, like,
Had a busy
despite the
day.
fact that you
Had a busy day.
you don't necessarily think you have anything to do around here, you could have been like, hey, I don't want to talk about this, and we would have taken it off. We actually put another story aside to not talk about that story because you're like,
We should have talked about that
Let's
story.
talk about this. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this.
What else you got?
Well, I mean, I want to end. So, what do we make of this? Just who cares? Let everyone move on with their lives.
I'm happy that they're still somehow making money. I didn't think they were still doing that or gainfully employed. So the fact that they are, congratulations.
Okay.
I'm not mad at them. I'm more upset that the people are actually going to watch these guys because
Right.
there's no way they're performing at a high level. There's no way.
Well, no.
At a high level, yes, but at a high level, no.
How much LSD is going on there, though?
A lot.
So, I mean, you get what you pay for then.
Do you?
Did
we get what we paid for with those pumpkin beers? I
I
think we paid too much.
Yeah, I don't know what we paid for those. I'll have to look at the receipts. Yeah. All right, so last week we had some voicemails. We had some folks call and ask for some advice.
Yeah. What's our MySpace looking like?
I'm proud to still inactive. I'm proud to let you know that segment is taken off.
Oh, good.
It is taken off.
Oh, you took it off the sheet?
No, it's taken off in the sense that now more people want in.
Rocket.
And
Take it
so
off.
I've got one voicemail that I know of. One I don't know this number, so we'll figure out the second one out here in a second. But I got one here. This is a new person into the genre, into the game here.
Okay.
So are you ready to understand what this person is asking?
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Let's roll this thing.
Hey guys, it's Banjo again.
Well, that's Banjo again. No, that's last week's.
I was gonna say we know about Banjo. How many you got?
I got a ton here.
What number are they calling?
I mean, I can't release that information.
Okay, good.
I can't release that information. Why does that not work here? Let's see.
Burbs, Adam, guys like us, man. It's your pal, Cordy Christine, Meek Mill, the Meeker.
Huh.
I mean, whatever you
Do we
want to
call her the
call me,
Meeker?
depending on the day. First and foremost,
Should we?
just want to tell you how much I love your podcast.
Why does she sound like she's in
Legit.
space?
I'm glad that Bird found his way to the mic. Wow. I'm glad that he's providing some content. I think that's important.
Shots fired.
So I have a question for you. This is a little awkward given that I'm a female. I should probably know the answer to this question. So I have a friend, and my friend is, she put on some LBs, okay? Totally going to be frank with you. She put on some LBs, and put on some LBs in the midsection.
Probably
right?
not talking about Limp Bizkits.
It's continuing. So as a concerned friend, I want to know a couple of things. And really, I mostly want to know, is there a right way to ask if somebody is pregnant? And I really want to know what your opinion of this is, both Adam and Burb. I want to understand, is it okay to ask a female if she's pregnant? What's the right way to ask if they're pregnant? Because quite frankly, in my situation, if she's not pregnant, if she's putting on those LBs in that midsection, I feel like as my friend and as her friend, I should probably have that convo with her, and I should probably say, girl, let's get to the gym, because I'm concerned for her. So anyway, let me know what you think. Talk to you later, guys.
So real quick.
Let me get my real quick.
Let's play it again.
Let me get my real quick. Yeah. First of all, why don't you ask the question longer next time? No, can you drag out that question any longer? Can we do a 4-day question?
I was going to say real quick, I'm glad I got the unlimited minutes because I think it's still going on.
Your minutes need minutes.
I just cut it off, actually.
Yeah. Meek Mill with a solid question. So the question I'm going to let you go first on the answer, though.
Okay, so here's what you do, Meek. Here's what I got you. I got you covered. You don't come out and ask because, to your point, it's a risk-reward situation. If you want to keep that friendship, don't ask that question. But what you do, I said do, you have your finger up. What are you doing?
I was gonna cut you off and say
when you said earlier I can go first, you really didn't mean that then? Okay.
As a woman though, it's a little bit different.
You would know?
Woman to woman is different than a guy asking a girl.
Well, let me finish my question.
Good call. Go ahead.
So what you do, you can't say directly. You play the hint game. You start with going like, hey, Betty Sue. Man, did I tell you my friend Mary Jane was pregnant? Oh man, you just start talking about pregnancy nonstop around that part. Everything is like, man, this salad I got's pregnant. Like whatever you do, when you're having a Diet Coke, man, this Diet Coke just feels pregnant. Whatever you do,
your salad's pregnant.
It's pregnant, all kinds of pregnant.
Wow.
Whatever you do, you just bring up the word pregnant enough.
Sure.
Or either that person's like, dude, are you pregnant? What's wrong with you? Or they're finally like, well, Courtney, you mentioned pregnant, so I did want to let you know that blah 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 blah. But by no circumstance.
What if the girl never comes clean and you just asking pregnancy questions all day long and she never says anything? Do you then revert back to like, hey, why are you getting fat?
At some point,
because that's not nice.
Well, there's going to be. It depends on where. I don't know where we're starting at here. I need to know the starting point. At some point, you might figure it out. I said might.
So let's flip the hips.
Why are we flipping things?
Let's flip the hips. I don't think I can get pregnant that I'm aware of. We'll have to look it up.
Okay.
A guy like me, okay. I don't think I can get pregnant. Let's just say I start putting on some weight. As a guy, it's a little bit easier for you to come up to me like, hey, Burbs, you're getting a little sloppy around the midsection.
Yeah.
right? You could break me off. You don't have to play the pregnancy game. You could just break me off and be like, hey, looks like you're not afraid of eating these days, and that's all good. What does that look like for a female, though?
Well, apparently, according to the Meeker,
right,
it's not a common practice. Like, I feel like guys can come up to each other and be like, dude, what you been? How much you eat this weekend? Like, I feel like dudes have that kind of relationship where you can do that to most people.
Yeah.
Like, you can't go to your boss. Like, you can't go to, like, I don't know, like, Chet in accounting and ask him that. But, like, people you're boys with, if you're friends, you can be like, bro, you got fat.
Yeah. Cancel. Yeah.
You got fat. I think the only strategy here for the Meeker is
So
to
you
just all pregnant. Just all kinds of like pregnant. All kinds of, hey, did you hear so-and-so's pregnant? Hey, but my foot, early here, it feels like if I didn't know any better, I think I was pregnant.
So then what if I'm sorry, Betty Sue?
I don't know her name.
I think you said Betty Sue, right?
Yeah.
I think you said Betty Sue. So what if the Meeker is trying to ask Betty Sue if she's pregnant in all these indirect ways, and Betty Sue's just like, yeah, I'm not pregnant. I know you keep talking about pregnancy, but I'm not pregnant. I think I'm just putting on weight. What do you think? What if she then puts it back in your court?
Well, how
does that look?
Yeah, here's the thing. So we're going to table this one. I'm not going to table it, but I'm going to table it because next show, I already got those show sheets built. You wouldn't know about that.
Wow.
We're gonna talk about a topic. We're gonna rank the 5 things you absolutely must always lie to. And we all just accept it as a society. We're going to get back to that. In this situation, if she's like,
we should have started with that.
Well, we're like an hour and 24 minutes in here. So
you got somewhere to be?
I don't think people are going to listen to 2 an hour. Well, are they?
I think that 309.
I think we need Jimmy, though. I think we need Mr. Antkinger _ to give
from
us
Indiana?
Yeah, we need Jim from Indiana to help us out with that.
You're right.
But here's the thing. I think what you do in this situation is like, what, actually, I know people have been thinking I'm pregnant. I'm really not. I've just been eating a lot. You've got a deniability. What? No, it's just the mirror. No, like what? Like a pound or two? Like
every mirror?
Every mirror. They all banded against you to make you look a little bit huge.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man. I think so I used to work with when I was in the field before me and you linked up at the corporate.
Let's not say linked up. That just sounds
okay. Before you and I shacked up.
There we go. That's better.
Yeah, that's got to be better. I worked with this younger girl, early 20s, and she had come in a couple days in a row. Just I'm feeling sick. And we had a good working relationship. We were cool, and I broke her off one day, and I was just like, "I think you're pregnant," and she's like, "I'm not." A couple days later,
but hold on, real quick, let me get you in there. You made that assumption based on the what you saw from a health standpoint, not a weight standpoint.
Correct. Weight was not a factor.
Well, that's a difference. That's different because there's no risk of you calling her fat at that point. The only risk is you basically saying that she's pregnant and she's like, actually, no, I'm not. I have something else wrong.
I think you're going to notice or be able to tell somebody's.
You're going to finish that sentence? You're going to be able to
I'm trying to think here.
Well, the podcast is
going to take a while.
Like, I don't know how much time people have for this.
All right. So Mrs. E.
Yeah.
How long did it take her before she was, 10 pounds heavier than she was before pregnancy? Quite a few months, I'm sure. 2, 3, 4?
Noticeably? No.
Noticeably.
Well, on the scale, I'm sure it happened faster, but noticeably, it took a while. I mean, you're looking at like 3 months before you really start to be like, hey, there's a little bump situation there.
Right. So
what's
it would have taken Mrs. E to make some comments along the lines of, well, I'm not feeling well, or I'm whatever the case may be, morning sickness, whatever, and then maybe somebody hits her off with, hey, you might be pregnant.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't have noticeably seen it.
Yeah. But to be fair, Mrs. E started at like 115 pounds.
Sure.
So
all about the gains.
What if you're starting at like, spinning a quarter?
Quarter?
Spinning 3 quarters. What
175? Yeah, I mean, can you tell?
That's the problem. I don't know if you heard the voicemail. I can play the whole.
No, we don't have until next Thursday.
Okay.
I would just say if you're the Meeker, if you're Cordy Christine, if you're Meek Mills, if you think your girl...
Seriously, when did we call it the Meeker?
I've never called it.
Was that you?
Never once.
It was not me.
You know I'm clean with it.
Meekster, maybe.
Even that's not us.
Meek sometimes.
Meek always.
Meek you've done.
Yeah.
I've never heard Meeker.
No, neither have I. She might be on some vino.
Might be.
Yeah. I would just say if you've got to have some type of basis. You got to have some type of proof. You got to have some type of data that would lead you to want to be like, hey, are you pregnant? Because what are you going to say? Hey, you're getting heavy. It's just that's a slippery slope.
That's a slippery. Yeah, you need to have concrete data.
Yeah,
like
that's a slippery slope.
You need like news store fact sheet data on that.
And here's the thing: the whole men and women and treat everybody the same. Here's the thing: you don't treat people the same in this situation.
You don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Absolutely
We
not.
agree.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to any girl or any woman that I work with and be like, hey, you look like you've put on some weight.
No, can't do
Because
it.
I would expect to get slapped right across the face.
Hashtag me too.
Exactly.
You can't do it.
But if it's you, and I see that
Sure.
for whatever reason, you're just eating a dozen donuts every day.
Yeah.
I'm going to come up to you a couple weeks and be like, hey, jackass.
Yeah,
Looks
yeah.
like you put on a couple spins.
So insult me while you call me fat.
Right,
too.
exactly,
I appreciate
yeah.
you just doubling down on that.
So I'm okay with double standard there.
Okay.
There should be.
All right, fair. All right, we got one more. I don't know who this is. I'm not sure what this one is. So,
This is Rando?
yeah.
We trust this?
Burbs.
I see.
How many more times are you going to play that
We
one?
got problems. Yeah, I just want to make sure you heard that the first time.
Good.
Burbs.
Still-
And again,
yeah,
great.
still
Let's
again,
just keep
yeah.
doing that.
I just want to. It's so long. I just got to make sure we get it in there.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, let me just hit that button here. Yeah, so I'm hitting this button here, and it's
Hey guys, it's Banjo again.
this guy again.
I took your advice from my Tinder profile,
Oh.
so I did put 5'2". I met a few girls, and I met this one, and I'm actually at her house right now. I did my thing. Now I'm trying to figure out how do I cut this off. She's telling me that she's very interested, taking additional dates, but I don't want to do anything with that. What do I do, guys? Call me back, and please stop changing your phone number. Thanks.
You changed it?
Do you know, here? This is your guy, right?
That's our dude.
I thought you knew. I don't know who this guy. You know who this guy is?
I know who he is.
Okay,
That's Banjo.
that's your guy. Okay,
So if all goes, if I'm hearing everything correctly,
yeah,
he went real. We
Yeah.
told him to keep it clean.
yeah. By the way, real quick before you do that, you got one of our listeners was very angry. At you this week,
Sure.
and made a point to let me know about this. And wanted to point something
So
out.
one of our old coworkers.
Very, very disappointed in you. Very confused at the Book of Burbs.
Okay.
Because on previous episodes, you said you're all about the honesty. You're
Yeah.
all about the honesty. You're all about being honest.
Yeah.
But on that, last week, you told Banjo to make two profiles, one at 5'10", one at 5'2".
That's not my exact words.
And so there are some inconsistencies in the Book of Burbs.
What I specifically said is that if it's me, I would have kept it clean and went in at 5'2". I said, for your sake, I said you might want to make two profiles.
But a guy like you with your beliefs, your belief system, your core values, you're going to give out advice that allows people to just do this.
I know we're sitting right next to each other, so you may not be understanding me. We're literally 2 feet away from
Yeah.
each other. What I'm saying is, if it was me,
Yeah.
I'm pointing to myself.
So a guy like you with
Yep.
your beliefs, your core values, you're going to tell somebody else that they should be dishonest?
If this dude's trying to up his Tinder game and he's not going to get that at 5'2",
Yeah.
then by all means, baby, you 5'10" tonight.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll let you deal with the listeners because there were some people shaking sticks at
If
you.
they need something, let me know.
Okay.
They're shaking sticks at me.
They're shaking them. All right. So Banjo
So Banjo's
at the house,
5'2".
apparently.
Yeah, he's at the house now.
He's
He's
trying-
5'2".
So a couple problems here. A, he wants to leave. He's got to get out.
Sure.
If he's 5'2", he can just sneak out. Like she's not going to
Sure.
notice.
Doggy door.
Yeah. He
Right.
should be fine.
Yeah. Small crack in a
But
window.
he doesn't want to see her again. How hard is this? Like don't
See,
her
that's
again.
where my confusion lied with the whole Tinder scene. Is I was under the impression that, again, this was more just kind of casual fun. You made a point to where certain people might be looking for something serious, which I get. I mean, all dating sites, right? You're going to get a little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
But I thought this was just strictly, hey, come by on a Friday night, leave on a Saturday morning type thing.
Well, it seems like he
Take
came
care.
out on Friday night and like Friday at 11, he's like, how do I get out of here?
Right. So he needs to know how to get out of the house,
I,
or does that have blueprints?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, he mentioned, how do I get out of this? She wants to go on additional dates. He doesn't.
So again, Book of Burbs,
Yeah.
all about honesty.
Okay.
So I'm sure she's probably saying, "Hey, look, this has been a great time. Maybe."
So let's role play this.
All right, cut me off.
You be Banjo.
Sure.
I'll be apparently a blind woman, and
Okay.
let's just play this out.
Why are you blind?
You know.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey Banjo. I had such a great time with you.
Yeah,
this was so much fun.
me too.
I'm
Had a
so
pretty good
glad
time.
that we got a chance to connect. Isn't the internet great?
It's great.
It's just great. It brought
great.
us together. So hey, listen, I was thinking maybe tomorrow night we go to your place. I know there's a great new Chinese spot right by your house. I mean I know where you live because I saw your profile and everything. Maybe we just go there and then afterwards we just crash at your place.
Tomorrow's not really good. I got some stuff going on.
Okay. What what do you?
Call of Duty. I got to play Call of Duty.
Oh, okay.
And then,
okay. I don't know if you know. I actually, my brother used to play a lot, so I mean, I'm
You should go
used to
play
it.
with him.
Well, he actually died.
Wow.
So it's. I don't want to talk about it, but maybe I'll just come by your place and I'll just watch you play.
I'll call you tomorrow. Maybe I'll shoot you a text. Maybe I won't, but maybe I'll reach out tomorrow and
Well, I just want to know
go from there.
what time you want me to come by. Maybe I can come by a little early. We can just hang out, watch some TV, and then
I don't watch a lot of TV.
Go
I
grab
don't really.
that bite.
In fact, I don't even have a TV.
Okay, well that's fine. I actually I can sing. I don't know if you're.
No, I don't like music.
Have you heard? I have a Limp Bizkit on my iPod. I don't know if you want to listen to them.
Here's the thing: we're getting way off track.
Because here's the thing: because you missed your honesty. You're not just telling me, "Hey, broad, I want no part of you." You got suckered in by the dead brother.
Here's the problem. Yeah, that was rude.
You're welcome.
That was aggressive. The problem is that if Banjo's now trying to get out of this so soon, and she's already kind of, I don't want to use the word clinging, but she's trying to she's trying to get another date out of this. He might have done or said some things that would have led her to believe that a second date was in store for her.
1,000%.
Right.
1,000%.
So that's on him. He's already outside of the book of burbs.
1,000%.
Because he didn't keep it clean, and he didn't keep it honest.
Oh.
So I got to put the ball back in his court, and now he's got to right his wrongs.
How's he get out of it?
He's got to right his wrongs.
So then what? So what's
he gives her one more date on her terms, and then he calls it quits. So he went to her house.
Okay.
They had some fun. Maybe played Uno. Shared some pizza, little DiGiorno's.
They're delish, by the way.
Yeah, maybe
Actually,
they're
not delish.
They're not really. Yeah, maybe watched. I don't know. Big Trouble in Little China. You know about it, Kurt Russell.
The real one, or
the real one. The real one. Yeah.
Okay.
So he came to her home court.
Why do they watch that movie?
It's a good movie.
Okay.
And now she's like, you know what? Hey, I'm looking to have an away game on your home court. He owes it to her. And then at that point, they've each had.
So what's that date? What's that second?
I would try to say
conversation
sometime
look
at like noon.
But so in the middle of the date, they're just chowing down. They're having a good little habit burger.
Yep.
And he's just like, hey, real quick, look, you're a nice gal, and I had a lot of fun, and I'm glad we connected, but I'm just not ready for a relationship. Like, is that right there?
Yeah, I think he's got to keep it clean and just be like, hey, look, I'm on Tinder to not necessarily find anything serious. It looks like you might be looking for something a little bit more than I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just not there yet. I just got out of a breakup. I don't know. You could spin it a little bit.
So he lies?
He has to at this point.
So the Book of Burbs now has a chapter where it allows you to lie.
Nope, that's not what I'm saying.
Is this the abridged version?
Our point is, and we know better.
Prologue?
Yeah, we already know what we know.
Do you know what a prologue is?
Yeah, okay. We know what we know, and we know that he lied.
Yeah, 1,000%.
So he lied. So now he's got to pull out his pocket. He's got to pull out another lie.
What's he pulling out?
He's got to pull out another lie.
Okay.
So now he needs a lie to combat the original lie.
Okay.
2 lies make 2 lies.
Yeah.
So yeah, once he does that,
okay,
gives her date now, then he's got to get out of it and be like, hey, look,
here's the other,
appreciate the fun times.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for anything serious. Take care of yourself. I'll take care of mine. If you need me, let me know.
Yeah.
If not, take care.
I feel like at this point, I don't think we can help Banjo anymore.
He's unhelpable.
I think he's just in a position of life where he's just gonna be. And I don't think anything, we can't help the guy anymore.
I mean, at some point you get set in your ways, right?
You do get stuck in your ways at some point.
At some point.
I mean, he's only 5'2". He can't get stuck often.
No.
Like mailboxes, maybe.
No.
What's
that Great America situation look like?
I don't know.
Does it get on the rides?
48 inches, I think, is typically.
Okay, so he could take your son?
Pretty much.
Okay, great.
Pretty much, yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Or maybe my son could take him. I don't know.
Yeah, either way.
Yeah,
I mean, again, he's probably put himself in a position where he's jammed up. He's got to unjam. And from here on out, he's got to keep it clean.
It's clean?
Yeah. If he needs blueprints, let me know.
Well, that's what you get from the guys like us. You get blueprints, you get Limp Bizkit talk, you get college football talk, you get Jimmy from Indiana, you get Kobe Bryant songs, you get Great America Ride height limitations. I think you got it all in this action-packed episode. This is episode 12, I think, if my math is correct. And we appreciate you listening. So big thanks to our guy Brett from Road to CFB for joining us. Big thanks to our callers, the Meeker apparently, and Banjo. Thank you for your questions. If you have questions for the guys, let us know. We'll put you on the next episode.
The Meeker's questionable.
It's still going. It's still going on, by the way.
What's that?
The question. She's still actually talking.
I might make a trip out there this Friday.
Okay.
Pencil me in.
Pencil you in. And if you want to listen to more of us, just here's the thing. Go search guys like us. We're on like every major podcast platform. Just quick little NBD, no big deal. We're on like every major podcast platform. Just find us.
Why can't you say podcast?
I don't really know.
There's no L in there.
Try saying podcast platform.
Podcast platform.
Say faster.
Podcast platform.
So
Podcast platform.
why don't you
Podcast platform.
What was that last one?
You heard me.
There we are. Find us on Instagram, Guys Like Us Podcast. We'll be
Yep.
happy to listen to you. You can listen to us. That's probably better that way. And we're gonna get back soon. We got some fun stuff planned. We have an NBA preview edition. Your guy Burbs is big in the association. Big in the association. So we've got an NBA preview edition. I already teased one of the other things we're going to talk about. If you actually listened to it this far, then congratulations to you. If not,
Where are we at?
Well, I mean, I haven't edited everything in yet. Right now, we're looking at a cool 1 hour 38 minutes. There may be some gaps in there from when I put interviews in.
You left gaps?
You know about them. And so we're gonna hit the stop button there because I think you've probably had enough of us. But we appreciate you for listening. And
We want to give any shout outs real quick?
Who do you want to shout out?
Who shouted us out?
Not many people actually. Oh yeah. Okay, I'll let you get in there then.
Get in there.
Get in there.
Get in there.
Get in there. A couple of nice folks on Instagram have shouted us out. We were on an IG story from our good friend Gut Rod on Instagram. She's I guess an up and coming singer. And so you should check her stuff out. She's got
Gut Rod, we appreciate the love.
Yeah.
Right back at you. We wish you nothing but success and maybe a little collaboration one of these days.
collabo with the guys like us. Also, our guy Lyrics and Loops. He's got the music all laced for us. He's better than Limp Bizkit.
Agreed.
What, better than Limp Bizkit? Is that
Agreed.
an insult? Did I insult him there?
Probably actually.
I didn't mean that, dude. He's actually a good dude.
Seems like a good dude.
He's a good dude.
Seems like a good dude.
All right, we're also good dudes, and we're out of here. Later.
Peace.